This is a best of 5. As we wait for the game to get underway, everyone is in, I believe, as we wait for the first kickoff. We have Bob, Goose, Radiant Hydra on the side of University of Arizona. The kickoff going straight in the middle. Jimmy there to try to control. He does. He's going to take it back up the field, beaten out by Goose. KX there to, or no, Marmalade there to catch. Bob beats him out. KX up on the wall to defend. Marmalade rotates back. Demo from Goose. Pass back to Hydra. Off the wall. Hydra there to follow up. Nothing quite made of it as CEI's defenders are there to block any sort of shot. Jimmy passing in the center. No one is there to follow up. Hydra has a little bit of a float go on in the middle, but it's not like it missed anything. Demo coming out from KX. Shot from Jimmy, and it goes into the net of University of Arizona. Pass from Marmalade. Bob shoots it off the wall. Jimmy there to follow up. That'll be the first goal going towards CEI. Jimmy catches the kickoff, puts it back into the corner, goes there to contest. Marmalade up in the air, taps it back into the center. Bob putting a shot on, but blocked out. Radiant there to follow up. KX controls, trying to beat out Arizona's attackers. As right now, it's just chilling in the corner of CEI. KX up in the air, shoots it. Jimmy up, double tap in, and what a beautiful goal. A pass from KX up into the air. Jimmy is there to just control it in the air once more, and he double taps it into the net of University of Arizona. The 50 going onto the side of CEI as Bob is there in the air to catch. Jimmy is there to control. Right now, right above the goal as Jimmy takes it off the wall back to the other wall, I suppose. That's the backboard. My apologies. Bob there to contest in the air. KX setting up a shot. Goose is there to tap it onto the backboard, but Jimmy is there to catch it in the air, seeing if he can't get another double tap going in, and it will be blocked out by Bob as Jimmy just can't quite seem to slot it in past the defenders. Marmalade stops any sort of shot going from Arizona. Goose there to control, seeing if he can't pass in the center. Bumped out by Jimmy. Bob will beat Marmalade to the first touch. Hydra there to follow up and misses. Goose going for the follow up, but Jimmy beats him there. Catches and going to see if he can shoot it in. Blocked out by Bob. Back into the corner of Arizona as right now Bob takes it up in the air, controlling it beautifully. Stuffed out by KX. Jimmy there to finish out, kick it out, but Goose is there to contest. Jimmy seeing what he can do with it, taking it up off the wall. Just barely misses the ceiling. Bounces off the backboard. Arizona not looking as coordinated as maybe the CEI boys are, but still nonetheless, they are keeping the defense at least up, not letting CEI slide any more past them. That'll be a shot from Marmalade, passed by Jimmy off the wall. As you can see, Jimmy up on the wall, passes it into the center. Marmalade there just to follow and tap it into an open net from University of Arizona. The 50 going onto the side of CEI. No one's there to control it. Bob has an open net, I believe. Nope, KX is there to defend. And he does, just barely blocking any shot. Jimmy is there to try to do something with it. Not enough boost, it seems. But right now, CEI just keeping control of the ball, keeping it in their possession. Goose trying to take it away, trying to get some sort of shot going. No one from University of Arizona able to contest KX as he just kind of keeps it above their head. Right now, Marmalade not able to keep control, but Jimmy is there to follow up, seeing if he can't center it, being bumped out by Bob. Goose in the air. Look at him go. Blocked out by Marmalade. Right now, Arizona just struggling to get any sort of confirms. KX is there to defend once more. CEI's top tier defender, in my opinion. Right now, the ball is just kind of chilling over on CEI's side. Arizona not really able to shoot anything in, and CEI just blocking any attempts at shots. Something going on as Goose is there to follow up as Bob controls it. Bob just holds the ball in the air right there as Goose comes from behind and taps it right in. Minute 15 left on. CEI up by 3. University of Arizona only has 1 goal to their name in this game, number 1. KX gets bumped off ball, but Jimmy is there to catch as he taps it over the University of Arizona's defender. Right now, it's just chilling as no one from CEI is there to follow up to finish it off. Off the backboard of Arizona. Shot out by Bob. Back onto the side of CEI. Marmalade there to control, shooting it back. Jimmy seeing if he can redirect it, and no double tap for him. Bob catches it off the wall, seeing what he can do. KX misses the defense. Marmalade there to stuff out any sort of shot going on as Hydra bumps him off. Right now the ball is just chilling. KX there to defend. Marmalade going up, seeing what he can do, seeing if he can stop. He does. Goose beats everyone into the air, sending it back into the corner, caught by KX. KX just gonna dribble it right along the corner, beating out the first contest. Jimmy there to be out the second contester. Right now it's in the middle. Goose just sends it back into the corner. Right now, this game, number 1, is looking like it's going to go in the side of CEI as they are up by 3. That's a shot, and Bob slides one more with 2 seconds left on the clock. Pass from Goose. Goose taps it up. Bob is up in the air, and he just taps it past all of CEI's defenders into the CEI net, bringing this game 3-2. Kickoff. Hits the wall, KX, and it hits the ground. That is game number 1 going in the favor of CEI. Good first game from the boys. As we wait for this game number 2. Again, for those of you just joining, this is a best of 5. This is my username now. Thank you for the follow. Right now, we are just waiting for game number 2 to start. It's a best of 5. Again, CEI is up by 1 win. Let's see if University of Arizona can bring it back in this game number 2. Here we go, game number 2. Waiting for kickoff. We seem to have some subs out. Bob, Amph, and Howdy seem to be the new players in. Arizona either subbing out players or subbing in better players. Marmalade beats the kickoff. Amph not quite able to control as Bob takes it off the wall, demoed by KX. Jimmy up on the wall, seeing if he can't just put it in, and he does! Off the ceiling, I believe. A demo from KX. Jimmy takes it off the wall, hits the ceiling, and straight into the net of Arizona. Marmalade beats the kickoff. Right now, Howdy is there to control past the Bob, who taps it down past the Amph, who can't get it. KX beats him out. Right now, it bounces off. No one from CEI able to do anything as Jimmy tries to set it back up for his teammates, but Howdy will beat him out in a demo from Amph, stopping any sort of offensive pressure coming out from CEI. Amph beaten out by KX as KX, the wonderful CEI defender, lives up to his name. And, oh, there's not a shot, never mind. Amph passes to Howdy, who passes the Bob in the center, who tries to tap it in. Jimmy is there to stop any shot. Bob catching off the wall again. Demos Marmalade, or no, Marmalade demos Bob, my bad. KX there to block once more. Marmalade controls, sending it back, beaten out by Amph, who sends it up. Jimmy is there to follow, bounce off the wall, right into the center. No one from CEI is there to follow up, and nope, KX just not quite able to get there, stopped out by Bob. Marmalade beating Amph, keeping it on the side of Arizona as Howdy tries to send it back, which he does into the corner of CEI, but Jimmy is there to defend up off the wall. He's just going to carry it as much as he can, controlling the ball, keeping it out of Arizona's hands. Howdy catches it off the wall, but Jimmy is there to defend. Seeing what he can do, misses the shot. Bob beats KX as it's sitting right in the middle. Marmalade gonna see if he can center it for his teammates, but will be stopped by Howdy. KX seeing if he can do the same as the ball just chills on Arizona's side. No one's able to contest Amph as he carries it on along the field, straight close to the CEI net. Will be blocked by Marmalade. Bob beats out KX. Shot, no one's there to follow up. An open net, a missed opportunity as Jimmy sends it right back down the field. Caught by Bob once more, seeing what he can do, seeing what he can set up for his teammates. Marmalade there to stuff out any attempt. Imp trying to send it back, but KX is there to defend, and a missed shot from Howdy. Right now, CEI is just trying to get it out of the way of their net. Shot from Bob, and that will just slide in. Howdy bumps Jimmy out of the way as Bob is there to tap it in. Getting an even game. CEI versus Arizona. The 50. Dead even. No one's there to follow up as it's in the air. Amph beats out Marmalade. KX there to defend. Catches. Tries to control. He does. Bob beats him out, passing to the center. Howdy just trying to pass it off the wall. No one from Arizona there to do anything with it as Jimmy gets a pass, tries to center it. KX there for the follow-up shot onto net. Nope, just right above it. Bob setting it up into the middle. Marmalade tries to contest an even 50. Jimmy hits it off the wall, back into the corner, seeing if he can't just orient himself in the air. Marmalade not there to follow up in the air. KX just keeping it on the side of Arizona. Howdy sending it up, a floater right in the air, caught by Jimmy. Demo from Howdy as well onto Marmalade. Bob shot onto goal, but misses. Jimmy almost beating out the third defender. As right now, this game number 2 is looking pretty even. Marmalade there to defend. KX maybe committing a little too much. Gets back into position. Jimmy is on back post. Right now, both teams just trying to see what they can do with it. Jimmy going to take it up the field. Not contested, but hit off the backboard. Marmalade seeing what he can do. Not really that much. KX centers it, but caught by Arizona. Howdy sends it center. Amp redirects. No one's there to follow up as Jimmy just kind of stays with the ball the entire time. Bob beating KX out in the 50. Blocked out by Jimmy. Amp almost there to follow up, but Jimmy's just beats him barely. Jimmy redirects, but stuffed out. Marmalade there to follow up. Not really shooting it into the corner. Caught by Bob. Not really able to contest. Jimmy beats him out. Right now, the ball is just... Oh, and Marmalade finishes it. Look at that. Jimmy just sends it back into the corner. Marmalade right there just to beat out Howdy, the defender. As that is a shot number 2 from CEI going into the net of Arizona. Marmalade sending it up off the wall. Howdy is not able to get there. Bob will beat out any attacker from CEI. Bouncing off the wall for Amp to try to set it up. Bob passes in the middle. Howdy is not able to tap it in, but Bob will slide it right past CEI's defender. Passing to, I believe, he passes to himself. Look at that. Yeah, he passed to himself straight in the middle, beating KX, the defender, into the net of CEI. Tying the game back up with 28 seconds left on the clock. Game number 2. The 50 going on to Arizona's side will be caught by Imp. Marmalade's there to follow, but blocked out by Bob. Amp taking a shot onto net. KX there to just barely defend it. KX keeping control of the ball, seeing what he can do, passing it up, but Amp will beat out any CEI attackers. Marmalade there to control in the air. 3 seconds left on the clock. This is looking like it's going to go into overtime unless Bob can do something with it. Howdy keeps it in the air. Jimmy keeps it in the air as well. Right now, onto the ground. Overtime, game number 2. The 50 dead center as Bob is on the wall to catch it. Right now, the pressure from Arizona off the backboard. No one there to follow up. Bob is, though. Right now, the ball is just sitting there as KX is the last defender. He beats Bob out. Amp is there to try to set it back up for a teammate. Howdy tapping it back up. KX up on the wall. Amp misses a shot into the corner. Howdy redirects. Marmalade's there to control it. It bounces up. Marmalade not able to do much with it as Amp taps it back up for Bob to catch in the air, sending it back to CEI. Jimmy will meet him in the air, beating him out. Howdy is there to send it back off the backboard. Howdy follows up, blocked by Marmalade, shot out by KX. What a beautiful save from Marmalade. Right spot, right time. Jimmy seeing what he can do, sending it into the corner. Ball's floating. Amp sends it out. KX misses as Bob sends it back onto the side of CEI. Jimmy's on the wall to defend. Amp beating him to the punch. The ball floating as Marmalade just tries to tap it. Jimmy there to follow it up. Howdy there to redirect. Bounce up off the wall. Amp in the air. KX beats out KX as it falls into the corner. Once again, this ball just floating right above CEI's net. CEI doing a wonderful job at keeping any shot out. Both teams' defense is looking really solid. Perhaps a little bit could be gained from offensive from both teams, but right now we're a minute 30 into overtime as both teams just try to put one more into net. Arizona trying to get a score onto the board. CEI trying to get this game number 2 under their belt. As it bounces off the wall, pass from Amp to himself, but he'll miss just barely as Bob tries to tap it in. It sits. KX is there to defend, and Jimmy stops any follow-up. Bring it up off the wall, seeing what we can do with it. It just floats as Amp taps it just barely out of the way. 2 minutes into overtime. So far, nothing has changed. Right now, the ball is just going back and forth between both teams' nets as Bob beats him out, but Jimmy is there to follow up. Right now, we're... Oh, that's a shot from Jimmy, finally, in overtime. 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Sending it up. Bad touch from Arizona, or miss completely from Arizona, as Jimmy just finishes out, winning game number 2 for CEI. 2 minutes and 20 seconds of overtime. Right now, we are just waiting for everyone to ready up. CEI closing out that game. Arizona just barely not able to keep up, missing a critical touch as CEI just slides it into the goal to finish out game number 2. Now we are going into game number 3. Again, this is a best of 5, so CEI just has to win this one and they take the series. It seems that Goose was subbed back in. A demo from Bob, but no one's there to follow up. Bob contests in the air. Amp there to follow up, hitting it off the backboard. Anyone there to follow up? Blocked out by KX. Goose just keeping the ball on the side of CEI. Marmalade is there to control it. Will be stuffed out by Goose, who keeps it floating. Jimmy is there to be in the air and sending it back into the middle. But again, Goose, a defender, sending it back. Marmalade just taps it out of the way. Goose sends it into center, hopefully for one of his teammates to follow up, and KX will just barely tap it out of the way as Jimmy takes control of the ball. Again, Goose just there to follow up once more, keeping it on the side of CEI. Marmalade finally sending it back to Arizona. Stuffed out by Amp. KX controlling it off the wall, seeing if he can't just tap into the center, but Bob will be there to defend. Amp sending it back into center. Bob there to control. Off the wall, off the backboard, stuffed out by KX. Right now, the ball just kind of going back and forth as both teams try to either set up for their teammates or score themselves. Jimmy redirects onto net, but Amp is there to block. Sends it back into center. No one from CEI to really follow up on that. Marmalade off the wall, beats Amp. Bob there to clear it. as the ball floats into the center of the field. Both teams go up. Jimmy beats out Arizona. Amp catches off the wall, sending it back into the middle. Bob is there to redirect it. KX just taps it out of the way as Amp takes a shot on goal. Jimmy just barely blocks it. Oh my goodness, barely, literally barely. That was impressive. Shot from Goose. Oh, no, into the corner. Bob hits it up off the backboard. Followed up, misses. Followed up again, misses again. Bob hitting off the T-board and Amp just not able to finish it out as CEI does not get scored on. Jimmy is there to contest as Arizona can't quite do anything with this ball. A shot, KX there to defend, just catches it. Seeing what he can do, see if he can control it. Back into center, Marmalade sends it back down the field. KX trying to follow up, but will be stopped by Bob. Right now, the ball floating back onto the side of CEI. No one can really follow up with anything as KX just sits there and defends every single shot coming out from Arizona. As we are 2 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock. KX, again, there to catch. Beats out another shot. Amp just trying to put this ball in as KX has no boost. No one's there to defend as Bob just slides it in. First goal going towards Arizona. Again, is an open net as Marmalade seemed to be trapped in that corner. Jimmy wins the 50. Marmalade in the air, tapped, but blocked by Amp, who just carries it back up the field past KX, Jimmy's last defender. He will win that. He will win the second one, and Marmalade will clear. KX is there to carry it back up the field. Right over, oh my gosh, right over Amp. Not quite able to beat out the second defender. Bob just setting up for a teammate. Shot misses. Right now as the ball just stays on the side of CEI. CEI not quite able to clear it and keep it cleared. Marmalade misses the tap into center as Bob just takes it off the wall. Amp putting it back into the corner. Bob passes to center. KX clears. Demos Goose as Bob tries to tap it in but will be stuffed out by Marmalade. Jimmy catches and controls. Beats Goose over Amp. Bob just clearing it out as no one from CEI is there to defend. I think a bump from... that's a shot. That's a shot on the goal. I think Jimmy just put that in. Let's see what happened. Bob controlling it. Yep, that was the last time he touched it. Bad touch from Jimmy as he just slides it into, shoots it into the goal of CEI. An own goal coming out from the boys. Minute left. Arizona up by 2. It's looking like we're going to see a game number 4. Shot from Imp off the wall. Follows up right back into the net. Getting a beautiful double tap. Pass to himself up off the backboard as he just taps it back in. KX not able to defend. The 50 is caught by Jimmy, who takes it up, stuffed out by Bob. Off the wall. Double commit from CEI as Jimmy is the last defender. Bob beats him. An open net from CEI as Imp puts in a 4th goal into an open net from CEI. This game number 3 not looking as good from the boys, but they're up by 2. Arizona has to win this game, which they're looking really good for. Oh, we seem to have... There we go. All right, it's back. A demo from Marmalade. Amp beats KX. Bob sends it center. Marmalade taps it back up, trying to not let a 5th goal come in. As it floats, Amp just taps it off the backboard into the corner. Marmalade tries to center, but misses. KX centers it. Goose contests. Bounce into center. Amp up in the air to tap it. Followed up by Bob. Oh, and hits the T-bar. Yeah, the T-bar straight back into the goal. A pass from Amp into the hands of Bob, who hits the T-bar, and it bounces down into the net. Making this game number 3, 0-5. Just seeing what he can do with it. Off the ceiling, not much. Amp stops any shots. The ball floats, and he sits it back down onto the ground. Game number 3 going to University of Arizona. As we go, as I knee the microphone, as we go into a game number 4, CEI 2, Arizona 1. CEI's got to finish out this game number 4 to win the series. Here we go into game number 4. The kickoff. Goose shot on the goal, but will miss. Not able to double tap it in. A bad kickoff from CEI. Luckily, no goals come from it as KX just falls it up the field by Amp, beating him out. Marmalade seeing if he can't center it, but Bob is on the backboard to contest it. Hits the corner. KX there to clear it, not letting Bob get any goals on them. Amp is there to defend. KX is there to send it back onto the wall, trying to follow it up in the air, trying to tap it over. He does. He beats no one there to follow up. No one from CEI. A potential goal just missed. As Bob defends, KX catches in the air. Marmalade there to follow up, but will be beaten out by Amp. Bob sends it back up, seeing if he can't pass it to himself. Off the backboard, Goo's not able to follow up as Jimmy clears it. Amp just hitting it back up in the air. Marmalade meets Bob in the air, keeping it even. Amp sends it back to CEI. Jimmy controls. Is beaten out. Bob up in the air, seeing what he can double tap in. Unfortunately, not much as KX is there to catch it. Amp censors it. Bob is in the air. Shot. Oh, off the T-bar, just barely misses as he tries to see what he can do to follow up, and Marmalade will finally save it, sending it back into the corner, but Goose will shot under goal. Jimmy not quite there to defend. Arizona turning up the heat, keeping the momentum going, as they have missed a couple, but finally put a goal onto the side of CEI, giving them the lead of game number 4. The 50 onto the side of CEI, being beaten out again off kickoff. The ball floats. Jimmy is there to catch it. Goose puts it off the backboard. Amp tries to redirect it into the center. Bob is there to follow up, but Marmalade will be there first. KX in the corner. See if he can't center it. He does. He cannot, as Bob controls just right over the top of CEI's defenders. Marmalade finally catching it, stopping him in his tracks. KX flipping a little weird in that corner, as Bob is there to follow up. KX stops him. Demo from Jimmy on the Amp. KX centers into the center. Oh, stopped by Amp. Demo from Goose. KX is there on the backboard to catch it. As he tries to send it back, Amp is there to contest as Jimmy hits it into the corner. Shot back into the center. Marmalade there to try to catch it off the ceiling. Seeing what he can do with it. Seeing if he can tap it in. Jimmy, almost a shot, but Bob is there to defend. As Jimmy just taps it in. Another own goal, it seems. Or perhaps that was already going in. Amp shot. It was going in. Jimmy tries to tap it out of the way, but ends up just putting it in. A second own goal from Jimmy. The 50 in the middle as KX tries. He beats. Amp is there to follow up, going for a double tap maybe, but not quite able to get it. Jimmy clears it, sends it back into the center for himself, seeing what he can double tap in. Bob will be there to stuff him out. Marmalade gets demoed by Amp, trying to set something up. Bob is going to control it, send it back onto the side of CEI as Marmalade is last to defend. Up on the wall, he misses. Jimmy misses. It's just floating there as Jimmy just controls it barely, and Amp Shot misses as Jimmy clears it once more. Not great defense or offense from either team, as both teams seem to be missing stuff. But it doesn't matter, as the ball is now back into center. KX there to contest. Just keeps it floating. Amph will beat him out. There to follow up again. No double tap. Goose there to follow up. Misses once more as Marmalade controls it off the wall. Bob seeing what he can do, seeing what he can set up, seeing what shots he can take up off the wall. Just going to try to tap it in, but KX will be there to defend as Amph is there to follow up off the backboard again. KX trying to clear it, but Goose will meet him. Right now, the ball just sitting on the side of CEI. CEI not really able to shake the offensive pressure coming out from Arizona, trying to do everything they can. Jimmy is there to catch as this game number 4 goes under a minute. Arizona misses again. What is happening this game right now? I can't tell. I don't even know what to say. There's been so many missed shots and defense, but so little goals scored. But right now, Arizona, all they have to do is keep the ball away from CEI for the last 30 seconds, and they will win game number 4, tying it back up 2-2, bringing us to a game number 5. With 15 seconds left on the clock, it looks like we are going to be seeing that game number 5, as both teams just kind of tap it back and forth between each other. Weird touch from Goose, but sends it back to the side of CEI as KX does successfully stop Bob. And we will be going to a game number 5. The offensive pressure coming out from Arizona seems to be overwhelming CEI's defense. To be fair, Arizona has missed more shots than they've scored so far, at least in that last game, and CEI has missed more goals than have gone in. So, as the boys take a breather, kind of an awkward game number 4 from the spectator's perspective. Not really sure what was going on, but as we get into this game number 5, this will be the last game. This will be the one to win it all. Who is going to win, CEI or Arizona, in the NACE Open Premier League? The kickoff, seeing if CEI can start this off better, as they kind of do. Not beaten out as heavily as KX tries to do something in the air with the ball, but Amph is there to catch as KX drops it. Bounces off the wall. Goose tries to follow up, not quite in the correct position. KX will control it, sending it back to the side. Bumped off by Bob. Amph catches. And a shot from Goose. Pass from Amph. Look how fast that was. Look at the speed on this thing. Pass from Amph. Pass again. Right into the hands of Goose, who just slips it past Jimmy. And the first goal will be going towards Arizona. The 50 dead even, as Amph is the first one to catch it afterwards. Jimmy tries to defend, which I think he does by bumping off Amph. Jimmy catches, beaten out. KX loses the 50. In the corner, Amph catches, Bob catches, passing to himself as Marmalade tries to just tap it out. 2 demos coming out from Arizona. Marmalade, a shot, caught by Amph, who sends it back. KX beats him in the air. Right now, the ball is sitting on the side of Arizona in the corner as Jimmy tries to keep it on their side, and he does successfully, but Bob will send it back into the hands of KX, who is going to try to just take it all the way up the field, center it for his teammates. Almost no one from CEI there to follow up. Marmalade instead turning around. Bob up off the ceiling. Marmalade there to catch and defend, taking it up off the wall, tapping it, trying to pass to KX. Bob will catch it instead. KX will defend. Right now the ball back into the corner of there we go. The ball going back into the corner of Arizona. Goose catches, sending it back. Bob in the air to contest. KX misses the defend as Goose takes a shot into the net of CEI. No defenders to be seen as an open net can be found. KX misses the first defend. Jimmy not quite there. Back into the, yep. Jimmy not quite in the correct position to defend that. As Arizona scores their second goal in this game number 5. 3 minutes left on the clock. They're up by 2. CEI 0. Bob takes it off the wall. Just going to see if he can slide it in straight past CEI's defender. He just takes it up off the wall and he just flies. He just dribbles it in the air right past Marmalade. And, well, to be fair, right past Jimmy and Marmalade into the net of CEI. Bringing them up by 3 in this game number 5. 3 minutes left on the clock. A demo coming out from Arizona. Who's there to catch as Jimmy tries to score. Marmalade catching off the wall. Amp there to contest. Putting it back onto the side of CEI. Jimmy there to defend. Clearing it. Trying to take it off the wall. Demo from Jimmy onto Bob as Amp gets beaten out by Marmalade in the air. Goose is there to contest. Bob is there to follow up. Bouncing it off the wall for his teammates. No one's there to follow up as Jimmy catches it. But Amp is there to defend once more. Beating contesting KX in the air. Bob sends it into the corner. Pass to himself. Right back into the net. He shoots it into the corner. Bounces off the wall. Straight back into his own hands as he shoots it past both of CEI's defenders. KX and Marmalade. Game number 5. CEI 0. Arizona 4. Right now the score is 2-2. This game number 5 is looking like it's going in the favor of Arizona, but maybe the boys are able to bring it back as Jimmy tries to center it for his teammates. Goose is just going to take it to an open net from CEI as it just right into the corner. No one from CEI there to defend as he has an open net in an open field. Right now, 2 minutes left on the clock. CEI at 0. Arizona up by 5. Arizona beating the 50. KX tries to do something with it, and he does, but it will be caught by Amp into the hands of Bob, who will hit it off the corner. Tries to follow up, but he's not quite able to get there. Amp there to defend, keeping it on the side of CEI. KX not able to keep control of it as Amp passes the Bob, who takes it up and slides it in. Pass from Amp. Bob takes it, dribbles it in the air. A bump from Amp right into the net. Game number 5. Arizona up by 6-0. CEI falling apart just a little bit. Right now, the offensive pressure. Goose, another shot into the net of CEI. 0-7. CEI's defense completely crumbling. Arizona's offense looking stronger than the entire game. In this game number 5, this is looking like a wrap. As we have a minute 30 left on the clock, and it's 0-7. Bob centers it. Amp follows up. Marmalade beats him out. CEI's defenders fumbling over each other as the rotations are not looking the smoothest. A double commit from CEI. Amp is there to follow up and puts another one into the net. CEI's defenders double committing. No one there to rotate in to defend. Jimmy tries his best. Marmalade not quite to get there as Amp just puts goal number 8 into the net of CEI. Amp hits it onto the side of CEI. Bob is there to follow up, but Jimmy is there to block. Goose there for the follow-up, but misses. Arizona going for the demo. KX, a shot onto goal as no one from Arizona is there to defend. Perhaps the defense getting a little sloppy. At least it's not a shutout completely on the side of CEI. They put 1 into the net. Granted, that 1 is nothing compared to the 8 that Arizona has scored, but at least it's not 0-8. It's now 1-8 with a minute left on the clock. Still, this game is looking like it's going to go in the favor of Arizona. Marmalade is there to tap it back, but Bob is there to meet in the middle, off the backboard, right back into his own hands, which he misses a shot or chooses not to shoot it. I can't tell. Goose puts another one back in, answering right back for CEI's first goal and only goal so far, as he just taps it to himself, off the wall, right back in. And that seems to be a FF from CEI, as they will not be finishing out this game. Marmalade, the last one, as 50 seconds are left on the clock. It seems like CEI has FF'd, as that would be 1-9.